I'm Custodian Killer from Graveyard. How are you? Welcome to Frozen Corpse Studios, and we're gonna have a little tour of my domain here. Graveyard, we really just use this instrument here. This guitar I used, and I still use it. It's an Araya Pro 2, somewhere in the 80s. And then the other Graveyard instrument is this one. This is a 1970 VSG, Gibson SG, totally modified by me completely. It's a pawn shop for $90. And it's been on all the recordings that we've done, so it's one of my favorites. So these are the two main Graveyard guitars. Sick. All the rest of this is just my personal collection of stuff that I use. Here's my vinyl collection.
Woo, look at that.
Of course, you can't see because I have so much black buried, but the ones with the black are some of my great metal albums, you know, which I posted many on your website.
Right on.
And yeah, that's it, you know, records, tapes, videos, CDs, 8-tracks, you know, all that. I have all vintage pedals, you know, and I wire them up, modify them myself. This is a pretty massive system for just recording. It doesn't leave the house.
Sick.
And this is Frozen Corpse Studio here. Basically, it's just I record on Logic Pro 9, 3 mixing boards. I do very old school. Everything's really old school and primitive.
So everything for the Graveyard albums is done right here?
The last two works were right here in this room. Basically, this is it. You're looking at it. Yep. Basically, these are just some of the stuff I saved here. Flyers that I made to promote the first album, you know, the first demo. You know, I would just go to the library. I'd sit in the library in the children's department because that's where the photo machine was. And I would just take pieces of pictures and stick them with glue. Real old school, no computer made stuff, you know what I mean?
Right on.
Photocopy it, shrink it down, make cassette covers. I'd make these flyers. I'd go to the city. I'd drop off hundreds in the streets. You know, mail them out.
And I've
I
seen
kept some of the stuff.
Some of those flyers have been printed in old zines and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, Wild Rags. This is when I was selling my tapes through Wild Rags, and I was promoting it, and everything was just done guerrilla, homemade. You know what I'm saying? There was never any big time record company or anything. That's how we did it. This is a good one. I went to a religious supply catalog. And I had them make Vacation Dinner at the Morgue cassette stickers, you know, to stick on the cassettes.
Right.
You know, like songs like Chewed Priest.
All right, so these are the original.
These are the last two recordings, the covers, and this is how I made it. I did the same thing. I went to the library. Okay, this is the last one. This is the actual cover of Sixth Extinction. That's the front cover, and it's just I made it myself, you know.
And if you look close, you can see it's collage.
It's a collage, taped and glued, you know. And then I took a picture, turned it digital, fixed it up a little in the computer, and that ended up being the cover. So that's good. And as far as the back cover, this one didn't get. I don't think you got a back cover. I think that we did the back. Wait, you did get a back cover. Yes, it did. There's actually two back covers, but this is the back cover with the song titles, 15 songs.
That is sick.
Yep, that's the original cover. I ended up making additional covers for the CD that are different. So Opus, this was the one. This is the cover that was made for the vinyl, which I even have a copy myself down here. So this came out, and the vinyl was an EP. It was just 20 minutes, I think, or something like that.
On 12-inch?
Yeah, 12-inch. Yep. There we go. This is the back cover, or the inside cover, because it was a split. It was a split with Raz's band.
Right.
So this is the other side of the split, the front and the inner cover. It was a gatefold. That's Saint Peter being tormented by demons. I thought that was cool. for Opus V. That's what that picture is. Yeah, I think it's Saint Michael or somebody like that. He's tormented by demons. That's that, you know.
No, it's super detailed.
Yeah. This is actually from a heating oil company. It's a vintage flyer from the some oil company. I was like, wow, that's great. That's an oil company. Looks like an album cover. So that was good. And it's that. So this is the vinyl, and then we came out with it on homemade CD, full length, and that's so. If you want to put that, I'll give you a good, just a little joke to laugh at too. The Slab Fest. Was it the Slab Fest? No, it was this one. It was Vacation Dinner at the Morgue. The story of this is pretty funny. These eyes in this cover, that's, if you turn, they're upside down. If you turn this the other way, that's Dan Aykroyd from the movie Coneheads.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the story of this is really funny. We were coming back from partying in Manhattan one day.
Yeah.
Like 6 o'clock in the morning, coming home, we were totally hungover on this train station in Mineola, I think, or somewhere like that, someplace like that. And some old man comes over to me, and we were so hungover. We were like, what? You know, this guy was just cool. He's talking, and he goes, how you doing? Good morning. You know, and he goes, yeah, I just came back from an identification at the morgue. And I was like, you came back from a what? A vacation dinner at the morgue? He goes, no, identification at the morgue. And I looked at Raz, and I was like, it's the title of the fucking demo, man. Vacation dinner at the morgue. And this guy, you know, so we got it from this old man. Just a misunderstanding. It was great.
That's not ceasing, man, until he dies, and his stomach is full of the dust of the grave.
I told you to stay away from that graveyard.
When we went to go make Opus V, I just got done with this surgery, and it just healed. And it's the first time I touched the guitar. He came over, and we found out Lemmy died.
Right.
He's like, dude, we gotta, let's make this album now. I said, okay, right here in this room. And I put on the drum machine, and I played the guitar for about 2 hours straight. Just played. First time, you know, stiff.
Right.
It sounded like, you know, I thought it sounded like shit personally. Because, you know, it's how you feel when you're playing and stuff.
Right.
Sometimes. Anyway, we listened to it back, then we went through it, and we cut pieces that we wanted out of it, threw out everything else, and then we jungled it all in different orders, like just threw it up in the air literally, and strung it together. And that is Opus V. It was one take through the whole thing, if you think about one take.
And it plays like one
And it plays
long,
like you think we planned it, but really, in reality, it was totally made by the cosmos, because we switched the parts around, the levels were all different, didn't matter, and then we filled it in from there, and dubbed in from there, and filled it in. And that was Opus V. Same thing, in a sense, for Sixth Extinction, which came after, which is just now. We did the same thing. I just played one time, chopped it, mixed it once again, scrambled it up. No, you know, didn't keep it in any order.
Yeah.
And then strung it together, filled it in, and that became Sixth Extinction. So it's very unorthodox the way to make an album.
Did you even have the riffs like in your
Nothing
mind,
planned.
or you just
not
jammed
one
it?
thing planned. Not everything exactly right off the cuff, made right then and there, and that was it. One take. It was no.
That's sick.
Yeah, as opposed to the beginning when we used to actually rehearse a song, you know. And this was like completely opposite. We did not rehearse songs. And I liked the way it created itself, to be perfectly honest with you. I think that's the good thing about it, you know. It just, you know, it was a chance, you know, we thought it sounded good. And then once we filled it in, the storyboard, that's Raz's department.
Okay.
He's the philosopher, and he does the concepts. I provide the guitar and the rhythms. I do the bass. He does his guitar. He played guitar on both of these as well, and then sang. And then we worked collectively with samples, because we made these samples, and we were really inspired by the samples, because the samples help tell the story that we don't want to like do on our own. We rather have movies represent little snippets of this and that. Opus was more about government corruption and that kind of stuff, and you know, the oligarchs and the 1%ers and
Right.
all that stuff. It's more of a political society thing. Sixth Extinction is obviously about the climate, and coupled with that.
Right.
So, and it is going to be another album that is going to come out, and we are working on the concept now, and it's going to be based on something different.
Okay.
It's going to be the next step after Sixth Extinction.
Okay.
So we really don't have the thing to say what it is right now, but
Right.
it'll be probably something about after people. You
Very
know,
cool.
because obviously there's going to be no humans on Earth by 2030, in my opinion.